What's up, Cardmunity? Welcome back to another video. We're going back to our basics and doing another makeup review. So I mentioned like a few sorry, I had a sneeze. A few videos ago that I had gotten a bunch of stuff. So it's all here. I'm not going to test all of it. I think I'm going to do what I've been testing the past week. So I'm going to apply it in like a fast forward kind of motion so you can see me like putting it on and whatever. I won't go into too many details, and then once it's all on, I'm going to review each product individually. So the only things I'm using that weren't new is a Stay Matte foundation, primer, because the foundation's also a drugstore foundation, so I wanted to kind of keep them in line. And then I'm using my Milani eyeshadow primer, again, because the, what's it called? The palette, the eyeshadow palette is drugstore. Also, I think I put it away already. Yes. So most of this stuff is drugstore. I think all of the stuff I'm testing today is drugstore. Yeah. So that's the plan. So I will do that and then I will review. So without any hesitation. Oh, also I'm like doing this in kind of a way that I usually do. So I'm gonna have my phone with some YouTube, so if you see me like looking around, that's what I'm looking at. So let me just make sure I'm all set up. Should be fine. Okay, let this adventure begin. So that's everything. I might go in and spray. That would be another thing that I didn't buy. I already had. And I'm just going to go in with the Wet n Wild setting spray. Which is funny because like a bunch of this stuff, no, it wasn't, never mind. 2 of them were Wet n Wild, so most of it is Wet n Wild. And that went in my mouth. As I've mentioned, I think it was like within the last few vlogs, like Wet n Wild's really gotten together. I love Wet n Wild. Okay, so let's start at the top. So I started with the Healthy Foundation Brightening Complex for All Skin Types by Physicians Formula. I was in the color LW2, which I assume is, I don't know what the W would be actually, so never mind. I know that it's like, they're not names, like I assume it's light, I don't know what the W, white? Like that doesn't seem accurate. I know they had like LNs and like light neutral, so I don't know what a W is, but I'm LW2 currently. It does a pretty good job. I don't know what was happening by my eye over here. I don't know if that was like right over here. I don't know if that's the powder or if it's possibly like even the primer, because throughout the week I wasn't using primer. I was just using like the powder itself, but since I have time I figured that I would do the primer. So I don't know if it's the primer just not mixing well with either the foundation or the powder. So that might be a thing. But either way, it's pretty good. It doesn't say on it like what it's like what kind of coverage it has. I don't like, it doesn't have terrible coverage, but as you saw I went in twice for like some of these little guys on my head and like this little demon that's still kind of here. Let's zoom back in for that. So as you can see, it's still there, and like they're not as prominent as they were before, but it's still kind of peeking through. So it's definitely not like a full coverage foundation. I'd say it's probably more on the lighter end. So if you're looking for something that's full coverage, this wouldn't be it. But I mean, it mixes well. Like I had been using it throughout the week with my Shape Tape, and it didn't like look bad. Like it didn't separate or anything. It blended well. I would say it does start to kind of come apart and separate as the day goes on. The first day I wore it, it wore really well, and the second time I wore it, like you could kind of tell that it was starting to like break down. So I don't know, I can't recall now if I had put on like a base for one and not for the other. It's possible that on the first time I didn't use any, and the next time I used it, I'd use the same primer that I used today. So I don't know if it's just that or if I didn't powder it. What are you doing? My cat's being needy. But overall, it's not bad. I mean, it looks nice on the skin. It doesn't feel like thick or heavy or cakey or anything. So yeah, I would rate it a good one. It was like 13 bucks. Like, I'm pretty sure most of this stuff was on sale at the time, but it's got a nice big doe foot applicator. It goes on well. It's light. The only thing I don't like about Physicians Formula as a whole is, I don't know why, but their products stink. Some people might like it. I know my coworker, I was like, smell my face. And she liked the smell. I personally don't. I think it smells like old lady flowers, and I'm not about it. But I don't know, to each their own. I don't like it for that reason. I like the foundation. I just wish it didn't have a scent. And I don't know if it is this or if it's the powder. No, it's definitely this. I can't. I really don't like it. It's really strong if you do it. Don't do that. It's like an overly sweet artificial vanilla. That's what it smells like to me. As the day goes on, you don't smell it as much, but when you're putting it on, you definitely do have that scent. Not as strongly as that. I do not recommend you sniff it. It's don't. Don't. So the other thing I got was the Physicians Formula Mineral Wear Translucent Powder. I find this powder has a color, like it's supposed to be translucent. They say it's translucent light airbrush loose powder. I don't find it that light. I kind of find it orange. Today it doesn't look as bad, but like, I know the first time maybe I just put on too much, but it was very orangey. So I don't know where it is right now. I don't know if my cat snatched it, but there was a brush which I tossed. I hate the brush. The brush is very like gritty and it doesn't move a lot. Like it's not like this. Like it almost feels like straw. Like it's not, I don't like it. If you like harsh brushes, you might like it, but I found that even when I tried to put it on, like it didn't put anything on and it moved the foundation around. So I didn't like it. I'm pretty sure this has an SPF in it as well. Yeah, so this has an SPF of 30. And so it's got this little stopper that the brush can sit in here. I don't know. I might put it back in there just for aesthetic reasons if I can find it. But otherwise, you know, it can hold it. And then yeah, you open it up and there's like the little things and that's how it comes out. There's some room in there, so there is powder. Otherwise, I don't know what you do because it's not like you can pour it in the lid. That would be odd. But I don't know if this one has a smell. I'm kind of scared to smell it, judging by my last reaction. This one smells like chemicals, which is healthy. I don't know if there's chemicals in it. Let's sniff. No, let's not sniff. Let's read. I mean, it has sunscreen. Active ingredients: titanium dioxide and zinc. So this has zinc in it. So that's the thing. I don't know. It just smells a little industrial, which I'm kind of weirded out by. Don't know. But yeah, so that's those guys. It's looking very shiny right now. It doesn't look that shiny in person. I'm glowing from within. Let's move on to our glow. Where is he? So this was near the end, but we'll just go into it now since we're on the face. So this was the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Highlighting Powder in the color, I don't know, because there's not color on it. Oh, Golden Flower Crown was the color. Going out, stop. So this is Golden Flower Crown. I think they had one other one that was darker, but I chose the gold one instead of the more bronzy one. And I really, really like it. I don't know what my cat's doing, I'm sorry. I really like it with a fan brush. I know I have a new MAC one, which I will do in another video, but I tried using it with this and it did not work. It worked much better with my fingers, whereas this one I think works perfectly well with the brush. It distributes a good amount. It's not too intense, but it's not just like super subtle either. I don't know if we're gonna be able to focus. Oh, there we go. So yeah, it's just really bright. I don't know if I turn the lights off, you'll see anything. Oh, no, hello. No. Okay, well, you can't really tell because it's too bright now. But it's quite golden. It looks more natural. So it's nice. Gwendol, relax, please. So you can see it better here. Like, it's just like a nice golden tone. Oh, maybe if we zoom in some more. I don't know. It's not obvious. You're not like, oh, she's wearing highlighter, hello world. It's just, it's nice and it's there and it's fairly natural looking. I really like it. That is approved. And then, was it lastly? No, there's still the eye mascara. Sorry, I can't talk. So, next we have Wet n Wild Eyeshadow Palette in the color Rose in the Air. And I love this palette. It's super pigmented. It blends out really well. There is some kick up. And as you saw, there was a little bit of fallout. But honestly, for the color payoff that you get, I'll take it. Like, it's really gorgeous. The colors blend really nicely. It was like, I don't know, I want to say it was under 10 bucks. I can't recall how much the powder was. I think the powder was around 10 as well. So I love it. There's like several different colors. Let me open it. It's just weird because I think it would open this way, but it doesn't. It opens like a book. And they're labeled. So this is a transition shade. This is another transition shade down here. I just used the orange. Sorry, it reached max capacity and it doesn't beep or whatever. It's annoying. Cameras struggle. So I don't know where I left off, where my camera cut out, but I love it. I only use these top 3 colors up here to create this look, as you saw, and I think it's gorgeous. I mean, they're mostly mattes. There's only 2 like shimmery ones, and it's this one and this one. And like, I'm just going to Costco today. I don't think I need any shimmer, but if I were to use shimmer for this look, if you wanted to know, I'd probably go in with this darker one. But yeah, I think it goes really, I mean, you could use the light. I guess it depends what you're going for. But I mean, you could do a daytime look, you could do a more evening look. I love this palette. This is a 10 out of 10. Would recommend, will probably repurchase. I don't know how many there were. There was at least one other one, and I think the other ones were like cooler tones. So I'll have to look into it. I got all of this stuff at Superstore. I still don't know where else you can find Wet n Wild. I think, what did I say? It's also available at Rexall. At some Rexalls, not all of them, but I love it. I don't know if it would be available at Loblaws too, just because I know back home we didn't have a Superstore, we had Loblaws, and they're owned by the same people, so I don't know if maybe they have the same stuff. My mouth is so dry, I'm sorry if you can hear that like sound. It's awful. I'm almost done. So lastly, we have the Voluminous Lash Paradise Mystic Black in the color Mystic Black, obviously. I don't know what all this stuff on the bottom is, but irrelevant. I don't believe this one is the waterproof one. I think this is just the regular one. I don't know if the packaging's too shiny for y'all, but it's not bad. When I first got it, I didn't really like it. It's not bad. It's pretty, like, it feels nice on it, like on your eyelashes. It's not overly like crispy. There's a little bit of clumping happening. I don't know why. Maybe it's my own application. I always find one eye looks way longer than the other, but they're not bad. I still think my Wet n Wild Lash Renegade is my favorite, but this one isn't too bad. It's fairly like natural. It's very wispy. I'm a fiend and I like to curl my lashes after I apply this, and I didn't. Let's see if that makes a difference, because it does make them look more voluminous, but like it doesn't really curl them. Like my lashes are kind of just going out instead of going up, and I'm not looking to have like baseball cap eyelashes. So yeah, they're not bad. They're fairly natural looking, I guess. So are they volumized? Yeah, but I don't know, they're okay. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it. I didn't put, obviously, any like contour or anything. I might do that before I leave, just otherwise I look like a glowing ghost. And maybe a little bit of blush, but for the purposes of this video, that's it. So that was my kind of drugstore section of what was new. In terms of other stuff I could test out, I got 2 different palettes by MAC. I got Risk Taker and Classic Cutie. Classic Cutie is more like purpley. Again, I found I don't have as many purples as I thought I did, and I'm still looking for purples for my wedding opportunity for my friend. So there's this one I'm gonna try. There's this one's kind of more just like my own classic like warm tones, and then there's a pop of pink. My ring light is too much. And then I did, and those were just from MAC, like I said, along with this new highlighter, which is the Whisper of Guilt Extra Dimension Skin Finish. And then from Sephora during their sale, I had gotten the new Pat McGrath Mothership Subversive palette. So it's this guy, and it's just the 8-pack, I think. Nope, 6, not. So it's these guys right here. And I swatched them and was like, and I got 15% off, so I was like, okay, I'll try it. So these are just really intense. So like this I've been wearing a fuffle, that's not a thing, a couple of times to work, whereas these other ones have been a little more intense, so I haven't gotten the opportunity to try them out. And then I got the Violet Voss Pro palette, which is like this. So if there's a palette that you guys are more keen on me trying out, sound off in the, what is happening? There we go. In the comment section below about which products you would like to see. If there's any that you would prefer I give priority to, let me know if you've tried any of the products that I tried today and what your thoughts are. And yeah, I think the whole look only took about 15-ish minutes. So it was quick, it was easy, and everything was super affordable and like pretty good quality. The only thing I'm kind of iffy about is this guy. I don't know how I feel about that, but everything else is fine. And just if that scent could be removed from the foundation, it will be a 10. So that is my humblest opinion. Yeah, let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that thumbs up so I know that you appreciate my videos. Okay, until next time, y'all. Peace out.